Hello guys and welcome to Ministry of JavaScript. In this video we are going to be talk about the objects in JavaScript. Well, if we talk about the programming and if we are developing anything on JavaScript, then object is a very important part of it, right? And we use object for almost everything, for API integrations, for anything. We are working with any kind of functions, any kind of factory functions which are returning the object. So object is a very cleanest way to write the data inside the JavaScript. So the question is, how can we create the object? So let's create a new constant variable with the name of obj equal to curly braces. So, well, basically anything that goes inside this curly braces in a key value format is an object. When I talk about key value, then I'm saying key and value, something like that, and it can be multiple like this. Okay, so when we talk about the key, then this property can be anything. It can be name, it can be designation, it can be ID, it can be anything, right? In our case it will be name. And when we talk about the value, it can also be anything. Basically it can be a string, it can be numbers, it can be boolean, or even it can be function as well. Okay, so let's create a new object, and this is going to be John, right? Age is going to be 29, and designation is going to be software engineer. And you know what, we can also pass a function, we can also create a function inside our object as well. How can I do that? Let's say I want to create a function with the name of get data inside our object, and we will do something like this, and here we go. Now the thing is, we can also access the properties of this object, which are name, age and designation inside this function as well. The question is, how can we do that? That is very simple. What I want to do is I want to return a string. Hey, this we can be able to access it using this dot property. In our case, this dot name. Your designation is this dot designation, and your age is this dot age. So we have successfully created the object. But the question is, how can we, if we want to access the properties of this object outside the object, how can we do that? Well, that is very simple. Let me show you. If you want to access any properties from this object, then it can be done using two ways. The first one is the dot notation, and the second one is the bracket notation. Let me show you the dot notation first. As you can see that we are getting all our properties. So I want name. As you can see that it has returned me John. If I come over here and write age, it is returning me 29. Same is the case with designation, it will return me software engineer. But the question is, how can we invoke the function which we have just wrote inside the object? Well, that is very simple. We will come over here and call a function like this, and as you can see, it is returning me, hey John, your designation is software engineer and your age is 29. How cool is this, right? So we talk about the dot notation. Let's talk about the bracket notation. For example, you want to access the name property of the object, then you can do something like this. As you can see that it is returning me John, age, and then designation. So basically in this video I just wanted to show you that how can we create object and how to play with them. In the next videos we will be covering some of the very important methods of objects which will help you a lot in your career, I guess. So this is it from this video. I will see you in the next one. Have a nice day.